Yo. L&L. L&L. Love and Live Show. It's hot, taste it hot. I'm ready. Love and Live. Let's go. Love and Live Show. Motivation speakers. Positive affirmations. Tune in every week. We need a Monday family meeting. Eli always cheating. Relationship advice on Wednesday so you don't go creeping. Thursday game time. Come in and unwind. Friday night shout out time. Creators grind and shine. Pop up at the pop up. Shop up at the shop up. Get your bomb.com seasons for your potluck. Tropical morning for your royalty. Love and Live Empire bringing all the heat. Wanna taste that heat? Woo. Try to taste the heat. Woo. Hot sauce, that sweet heat is banging like this beat. Woo. Chocolate burning, love, mild watermelon. Dynamite's the truth. Have you woo? Favorite nephew, Lenora. She know it's the truth. Chris. Everybody love Chris. Love it yourself.
It's the love and live show.
Love and Live.
It's the love and live.
We be laughing, having fun.
Get up, please stay. Love and live. Get up, please stay. Love and live.
Love and Live. Each day as if it was your last.
The love and live show.
Smooches.
The love and live show.
Visit Love and Live
Step into the light where hearts unwind. Conversations deep where love's defined. In the realm where truth takes the stage, Love Lounge opens up the page. Love Lounge, let's take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Whispers of wisdom in every word, connecting hearts that might have blurred. Feel the rhythm of every beat. Love Lounge, the place where souls meet. Love Lounge, let's take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. From passion's peak to tender care, journey with us, we share, we dare. A space for hearts to bear their truth. Love Lounge, bringing fresh roots. Love Lounge, let's take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, with passion. Love Lounge, we thrive. On Love Lounge, we thrive. Love Lounge, we thrive. On Love Lounge, we thrive. pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a time. Stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive.
We come from love, we rise even higher. Till dogs spread, force and pain. Through every storm of love remains.
Special thanks to this Rummy My Money Hustler.
Welcome to Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Let's go. Every bite's a super move. Tasty, fun, and packed with groove. Quick recipes, tips to try. Superfood Parents reaching high. Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. All right, it is Love Lounge here on the Love and Live Show. As you guys know, every Wednesday here on the Love and Live Show, we do our segment called Love Lounge, where we talk, we have relationship discussions, maybe get a little advice, maybe our opinions on different things. And so today's going to be no different. Want to start off by saying welcome in, everybody, and thanks everybody for joining us this week. Had a good time on Monday family meeting. We had to cut a little bit short because we had a pop-up. Well, this little piece of hair get on my nerves. But yeah, we had a pop-up, so we had to cut it a little bit short. But yeah, today we're doing Love Lounge. We're here. If you have any relationship-related topics, drop them into the chat. Any discussion you want to get into. But today we're going to be talking about opinions, all right? We're going to be talking about opinions. Should you have an opinion? Should you hear an opinion? And we're even going to get some opinions on certain situations as well. So we're just very opinionated on this this episode or this little live stream today for Love Lounge. But again, with all that being said, before we get into everything, we always step into the chat, do our welcome. So starting from the top, we got to welcome somebody in. We've got Sweetheart SpongeBob Racing. All right, join in, please. Okay. Sweetheart SpongeBob Racing. Racing. SpongeBob Racing. Yeah, SpongeBob Racing. Okay, good. Sweetheart SpongeBob Racing. All right, we got Sweetheart SpongeBob Racing in the building saying hi, nephew. All right, I just had to say hi because right now I'm tired, but for dinner I had some soup, some noodles, some fish, and for dessert she had a cookie. She said, hi, Chris, and when is Queen coming back?
No, when is she coming back? I gotta go look for her myself.
Yes, we are looking for Queen.
Me too.
Well, we do have a video that is up for our folks that have joined our membership here on Love and Live Show that gives a little bit more details about Queen Lenore's current situation. But when Queen Lenore is on her way to be back on video and the visual aspect, we'll be definitely here to announce that as well. So yeah, just stay on the lookout for that, sweetheart. We'll probably talk about it on a live or through our community tab. We'll get into it. It'll be a conversation, maybe even a build up. But Queen Lenore will be back. And sweetheart also said, hi, Chris. Hi. All right. So with that being said, again, we're going to be talking about opinions and relationships. Everybody got an opinion. Everybody got their own point of view, perspective. And, we getting into some other pieces. Should people have certain opinions, or when should you voice these opinions? And again, like I said, we also got some topics that are in need of our opinion. Maybe you give your 2 cents. I just kind of want to hear some people's opinions on things. And so, with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead, step into our first little bit, but I'll do that right after a quick quick, very brief message.
Special thanks to this Rummy My Money Hustler.
Welcome to Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh. Let's go. Every bite's a super move. Tasty, fun, and packed with groove. Quick recipes, tips to try. Superfood Parents reaching high. Superfood Parents, Jingle Superfood Parents. Ooh, oh, oh. Ooh, oh, oh.
All right. Okay, so like I said, we have some discussions, some topics to get into. But before I get into everything today, I want to get into some opinions and why they can be important in a relationship, why it's important to have an opinion, maybe even voice your opinion. So again, personal growth. All right, that's one of the little breakdown points I have. It says when partners share, when partners share and challenge each other, it can lead to growth. All right, so pretty much saying in there, we both gonna have a different opinion, but even then we can voice our opinion, talk about our opinion. Why do you believe this? Why do you believe that? And then at the end of it, we can have a better understanding and also can grow. Like, oh, you might have an opinion. I never really thought about it in that perspective. Oh, you said something that it just kind of, it penetrated my mind a little bit to where I have a better understanding, or I can respect something a little bit more. So, that's a positive reason you should share your opinion. All right. Also share goals. So like if you have similar opinions about, like maybe your ideas on kids, stuff like that, it's important that you voice your opinion in that aspect. Oh, I want to maybe have a savings amount or save a certain amount up, or hey, maybe we're going to go on a vacation or things of that nature. It's always important to voice your opinion in that aspect, because of course, when you have a partner, friends, family, you want anybody to participate in what you got going on. You got to share it in some way. Not everybody's going to be able to read your mind. Matter of fact, nobody's going to just be able to read your mind and just know automatic off jump what you're planning to do, what you're planning to do with them. So that is some reasons why communication and, voicing your opinion in that aspect is very important. Now, stepping into another topic of the opinions of others. All right. So some people, they might be looking for other people's opinion for validation. So, somebody can give you an opinion on something and you had a similar belief, and then that kind of confirms it. That can lead to good and bad outcomes depending on who you are looking from that validating opinion from. So, that's one way to think about opinions coming in from maybe some other parties, some third parties. But with all that being said, I do have a discussion topic, if you may, to get into today. And so with this one right here, all right, is a mother-in-law, and she's giving her opinion. So we have here, a husband, all right, and he wants to know what he should get his wife for her birthday. So he's talking around, shopping, getting different ideas, talking to different family members, friends, and the like. And so he just passes this conversation between his mother-in-law. He's like, you know what, I was thinking maybe I get maybe this or that, or maybe we can even go somewhere. And she turns around and says, you know what you can give her? The gift of being a good husband. And he was like, oh. He's like, wait, run that back real quick. Yeah, she's like, yeah, the gift of being a good husband. That kind of left him a little puzzled, all right? He didn't want to just jump in with the reaction, but obviously that's pretty charged right there. She's sending some subliminals, and it's really blatant in the face. She's throwing shade, all right? And so, with it being about the birthday and everything, he hasn't really discussed it with his partner and all that. But this is how maybe somebody's opinion can affect the relationship, because now he's in a place where he's wondering, all right, is his wife not telling him something? Because, you know, he feels like they're good. But then his mother-in-law got something to say. And, you know, it just gets into a whole mixing pot of emotions, confusion. And, you know, here we are. So there's multiple perspectives. Again, we have her opinion that she voiced. You know, we have his stance with his partner. And now he's kind of worried even about his partner's opinion. And maybe she's sharing something or there's something going on there. So, again, this is how the topic correlates to opinions. Again, hearing other people's opinions, when you should listen to opinions. We're here to just talk about and discuss all those different aspects. But before I move forward, we got to welcome somebody in. We're going to go ahead and welcome in Windbreaker. We got Windbreaker in the building saying hi. How's it going, Windbreaker? Nice to see you in the chat. All right. And with that being said, so since I got Queen Lenore over here, you know, I'm always throwing stuff off the wall. Queen Lenore, how you feel about this one, Queen Lenore? You like to talk about this?
Well, that was a good deal. Being a good husband.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard for people to do because apparently people don't want to learn how or, you know, invest in how to be a good husband or a good wife. That's what you're a good person for a man, have a good wife.
That's facts.
It's not only one-sided, you know?
That's facts, but how would you feel about that being levied towards you? Like you ask, oh, it would be a good gift to get your husband. And then his mom or his father says, being a good wife.
Yeah, well, I probably would ask me. Before I can get in my feelings, I would want
yes, for some clarity. Some clarity on yeah. Well, apparently, I mean, from the details here, what I got, he took this in a charged fashion. You know, his response, you know, he was just joking back, but, you know, he played around with her with it, you know, oh, you know, I'll try, or so, you know, something like that. But reflecting on it, he's kind of feeling, you know, there's a little shade, a little tension with that conversation. And so, you know, now he's focusing on a lot and growing and really was trying to take that in a critical way. But he wants to know, should he have taken it a certain type of way, or was he wrong for taking it a type of way? And what, you know, is there should he listen to that opinion, or should he let that opinion affect him that way? But we got to welcome somebody in. We got to welcome in Wellness with Frugal Mama. Frugal Mama in the building. She says hello. How you doing today, Wellness? All right. And Wellness with Frugal Mama, we're talking about opinions, all right? This topic that we're talking about right now, we've got the son-in-law, all right? He's talking to his mother-in-law, so husband. He's talking to his mother-in-law about what gift he should get his wife, right? Getting everything together. She said, oh, you know what? You should give her the gift of being a good husband. He was joked around, but then at first, you know, it was playful. Then he starts thinking about it a little bit, and he's like, oh, snap. Was there a little bit of shade? Was a little bit of tension there? Like, you know, he's reflecting on it. And then, again, so he's been taking that time. You know, maybe my wife been saying something. He's been going through the motions and trying to work on his self-growth. But how would you feel if somebody put that question towards you, Wellness? And Wellness would might say, hey, and she's doing well. She says hello to everyone. Hey. Nice to see you in here again, Wellness. And so, yeah, so he hasn't discussed his feelings, and he's not necessarily sure where he stands with his mother-in-law in terms of that information that he heard. Yeah, so I mean, when you hear something like that, again, immediately, you know, obviously there's something going on. And if it's not apparent through your actions, I mean, you know, he's kind of put in a tough spot, honestly. So, and this is why today we're talking about different opinions, because something like that even can be taken in so many different ways. And you only really know once you ask that person directly. Or him in this instance, maybe looking at some of his actions and thinking, oh, maybe that was taken in a non-joking way. Because again, there's the satire or lighthearted approach. Oh, maybe she was just joking. Then there's also, oh, maybe she was serious. Or maybe she was being a little passive aggressive, and it's a little bit of both. You know, you don't really necessarily know what angle it is. And so this is why we are talking about different opinions, different, I guess, perspectives that people may have. Because again, something like that could be taken so many different ways. Me personally, depending on it's something that you kind of have to be there. For me, like, I think it'd be the delivery. He's reflecting on it, so it could possibly be something that was there. But again, if you have had a good relationship or everything is good, something like that just, coming out of nowhere, it's either a joke or, there's something going on. So again, we got an opinion. He must have been on some thin ice. He must have been, there's some tension there. Queen Lenora, she said, she feel like that's actually a good gift. It's a good gift. And, it might not necessarily be needed to be taken any type of way. A lot of people, they kind of need to be good partners, and that is a good gift to give. Me personally, I'm going to be looking at different ways that was delivered, though. Like, maybe some body language, maybe a little bit of aggression or, anything like that. Because, again, depending on their relationship, if everything is good with not only the partner, but with the actual mother-in-law in this instance, there shouldn't be an issue. But we are here, and he's left wondering. He wants to kind of know and get a better grasp on this whole idea. What you think he should do moving forward, Queen Lenora? Do you have anything like, he's stuck with this in his mind?
Well, it's not really going deep, but like, what is he lacking there for you to say for me to be a good husband or for me to be a good wife? What are you saying I need to do with improving?
Yeah.
Because I can't improve in something if I don't know what to improve in.
Exactly.
So
yeah.
I'm kind of like waiting for that. You talking around everything.
Well, I mean, that's all he got, though. I mean, they had that little brief conversation. He didn't really, again, he was joking in the moment. So he kind of just let that go. It wasn't until after where he had that little bit of like, oh, maybe there's something there.
Yeah.
So it's not something where he's like in the moment, oh, this is how he could respond. It's already happened. So, I mean, he could possibly come to her with that question again. Oh, was there something there? I mean, I feel like I've been a good partner, He could come to her and just be direct about it. See, if there is an issue, if there is some tension, or if there is some, I guess, critical criticism or anything like that could be given towards him. But yeah, he's right now off the assumption that was a joke, but then later on there might have been something to it.
Yeah.
Do you have any recommendation for that? Just be upfront and ask.
I'll be like, how? What you mean by being a good husband? Like, what am I missing?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a good approach too. Like, I think we put a lot of stuff in, like a blockage on something, or like we can't have conversation. I think something like this, especially, is going to be family. It's a family structure. Your extended family, your now family, whatever, however way you want to put it. I think honestly, just coming to her with that, just ask her what's up. Like, honestly, because there's not going to be any other way that you can get that, and something like that's going to keep building like a tension, possibly some resentment. So I would get that one probably out the way and just talk about it, discuss it. Were you joking, or if you were serious, why were you serious? What could I, what do you feel somewhere I'm lacking in or could be doing better? And with it, if you have again, she's really being genuine and all that, you most likely know her character. You know what you should do with that opinion. Wellness said that was a good question. We got to welcome somebody in. It's not just any kind of file. We've got the Bud Files in the building today, saying hello, peoples. Welcome in, Bud Files. So nice to see you in here today. Thanks for joining us. And so with this next topic I want to get into, we're still staying within the confines of opinions in a relationship. So this mother would like to know if she should give her opinion, like what she should do. All right, because she has an opinion. She wants to know, should she voice her opinion? How should she voice it? Because she's feeling some kind of way about this situation. And
a mother?
Yes, a mother. And Queen Lenora, since you over here, I mean, your mother.
I am.
I would like your perspective on this one. All right. I feel like this one was one of the ones I was definitely ready to jump into. The rest are a little bit more, less on others' opinions and more about, I guess, case by case, different situations. But this one is definitely an opinionated one. All right. So she has a 33-year-old son. All right. She herself, she's about 60. She's in her 60s. I think she's just 60 flat. So she's got a 33-year-old son. All right. Now they have good relationship. Everything is cool. But she found something out about a year ago, and it's been really bothering her. All right. So he seems to be in a very serious relationship with his newfound love. Any parent should be happy about that. Would you agree?
Yeah.
So, but here's where the issue comes in. The partner that he's with is 66 years old. 6 years older than herself. Matter of fact, encroaching into even his grandmother's territory there. And she's like, she's having an issue with this because she's, kind of uncomfortable with the situation with the large age gap. And, she acknowledges, they do have some good tendencies. They already have, they have a good relationship and everything like that. But she feels like there's power imbalance due to the age gap. And she also questions whether she can personally accept their relationship given how extreme the age is. And she wants to know, should she voice her opinion on this? Right now, she's just been quiet, going with emotions. Should she really say or touch on anything in that area? And would you, Queen Lenore, say anything in that position? And Wellness with Frugal Mama said, listen, no, she shouldn't. She said, I can already feel. It's a no. I can already feel it's a no. Just based off of it being a mother voicing her opinion. So with this one, how would you feel, Queen Lenore?
I'm with Wellness on that. No, this child is 33 years
33,
old.
I feel
Why
like,
are you in his business that hard?
Yeah.
If he wants to date the 67-year-old woman, that's fine. It is not a child molestation.
Yep.
It's not a pedophile. These are some grown adults making their own decisions. You don't know why he like her.
Yep.
You don't know if he just want to use her.
Sugar.
He don't want to like her. You don't know what he likes.
You don't know what the dynamic
nor
is.
is it any of your business.
No, you don't. You don't know none of it. All right. So, Wellness for Frugal Mama said I was right. Nope, she shouldn't. We're gonna go ahead and welcome somebody in. We've got Shavante Scott in the building. All right. I don't know why it's not Mother Earth Consultant, but we got Shavante Scott in the building. She's sliding in on the other account. So, like Wellness for Frugal Mama said, I'm gonna have to go with this one. And arching back what Queen Lenore says, in my personal opinion, all right. Now, I can understand maybe somebody's just young. Like, okay, you got like your 18, even 19-year-old, and they're all of a sudden getting in this position. Shoot, even early 20s, you feel like, oh, maybe they're not developed all the way, whatever. But regardless of the situation, once you're an adult, you're an adult. Mm-hmm. And, this person is beyond that. They beyond like, 20s and 25, all that. They're there at a mature stage, regardless of where their state might be. They could be immature in action and all that, but in an age sense, they're mature. They're 33 years old. They can make their own decisions. They can make, they're having kids at that point or whatever. There's so many things that can be done and within those 33 years to where your opinion doesn't matter. And that's just kind of what it is, unfortunately. It's just, for this mother, it just doesn't matter because he's going to do what he's going to do. And I think that, of course, you can have your concerns, you can have your feelings, you can even be uncomfortable about it. But unfortunately, that's just kind of how it's going to have to be.
I don't even know why you're uncomfortable. Personally, again, These are some grown folks. Like he's
Yeah.
37 years old. He lived a while. He's dated. Probably got his heart broken. Why? I think this is where I say parents are too much in their kids' life that their kids can never grow up and be men or women because there's too big. Well, women don't have this problem. The daddies ain't gonna be that invested in their life, and the mamas ain't gonna be that. But for some reason, these mothers are dating their children and have a relationship with their children that they can't let go. But you want your child to be known as a man, and you don't want no woman to call him a punk or he ain't no man or he
None of
ain't
the
this.
above. Yeah,
But
none
you
of the
sitting up
above.
here raising him to be a punk and raising him to be not a man. Let him grow up and be a man. That's the decision he want to make at 33 years old to be dating somebody that's 66. Let his butt do that because he gonna do it regardless of what you say. So why even have an opinion? Why are you even feeling uncomfortable?
And I think ultimately that's what it comes down to. I mean, if he's already doing it, he's already in the mix. To me, opinions and everything like that, he don't care about it. He's already past that stage, you know, especially if he's brought her around and everything like that. So first, again, like Queen Lenore said, you're a little bit too invested in the first place. But even off of that, say you are invested, regardless of what you're going to say, you're not going to change what he's doing. You know, he's going to live his life. He's got this going on. He's enjoying it. Liking and loving, like Queen Lenore even said earlier, don't matter what the dynamic is. He could be investing. He can be taking this as an investment, filling his bank account with this relationship. You know, he could actually be serious, very emotionally tapped in. Doesn't really matter what it is, what angle it is. You know, whether he's looking for the green thing or actually falling in love, it don't really matter. He's there and he's going to continue doing it regardless of what you say. So I think, again, in this specific instance, I think that's no, you shouldn't voice your opinion on that. You can have an opinion. Everybody got an opinion. And I think that's one of the main things too. I think, you know, even especially in the little social media and everything like that, we feel the need to always voice our opinion or feel like we have to be heard about certain stuff. And some stuff we can just have our opinion. You know, it doesn't always have to be voiced and it doesn't always have to be articulated to people. Just think what you think. You know, everybody has their own perspectives and everything like that. Some stuff can be shared, especially if asked, but unprovoked, I don't necessarily think that's what you got to do. That's how I feel about it. But that was one I definitely want to get everybody's opinion about because I feel like that one is a very interesting one. And again, like I said, with the dynamic, we got Queen Lenore here as a mother. She can tap in with that too and say, oh, and also folks in the chat, we got some mothers in the chat as well. So getting into that one, you know, again, even if it is a little bit uncomfortable or whatever it may be for you, that's a little bit too much investment. And then on top of that, he's going to do what he's going to do. He's a grown man at that point. So getting into things a little bit more, I want to get into, again, why opinions matter in a relationship. You know, problem solving. So, you know, it's really good to give your opinions and stuff based off of the idea of problem solving. So, like, you know, if you have a constructive opinion on something during moments where problem solving is needed, it can help work those issues out. So, and you can find a good solution. You know, you voice, you know, we do this, and I think, you know, probably the best way to tackle this, what I was thinking about is maybe we should try this instead. You know, something simple. It could be, oh, you know, I noticed that you have an issue going to bed at night. Maybe we should turn the TV off 30 minutes before, turn the lights off. You know, it's constructive. It's coming from an angle where we're looking for the best outcome. And that's where, you know, opinions definitely can be valued, definitely should be shared, and especially if it's your partner. Now, moving forward, we do also have, again, another one where, you know, other people's opinion comes in. It's kind of like accountability. All right. When you share your opinion, you can share it based off of being held accountable for whatever idea. You want to do something, you want to change something, or whatever it may be. You know, you can express that and others can hold you accountable based off of that. And that's just communication. That's what it is. And so, when you angle your opinions or your words towards that, it could be used in a great way. And that's just ways of, productive communication. We got to welcome somebody in. We got to welcome in my boy. We got Wipe Down TV. Get your shirt, get your Wipe Down shirt. Oh, we got Wipe Down in the building. It's Wipe Down. If you ain't subscribed, you better.
Right.
Welcome in. All right, we also got to welcome somebody. He's here. He's alive. We got the one and only James Money 615. That's money. We got in the building. Welcome in. Wipe Down said, Queen, I hear you. She in the building. So right now we're talking about opinions. Wipe Down. We're having a love lounge relationship discussion in here. So, if you guys have any opinions or anything that you want to throw in, or even a topic that y'all want to throw in, feel free to do that as well. But for this next one here, I wanted to get into. First one that we talked about was the mother-in-law. She was joking, or he don't know if she was joking or not. But anyway, he asked what should he get his wife for her birthday. She said, you could give her the gift of being a good husband. He laughed, bantered with it. It was always all cool. But then later he reflected on it and was like, oh, maybe there's something there. Next one that we got into just now, fresh off the press, we got into the conversation of this mother. She has opinions. She wants to know should she share it or not. Her son, 33 years old, recently just got with somebody who is 60 years old. And, it's been bothering her. She feels uncomfortable. She wants to know, should she voice her opinion on that? And stepping into the next one. This is a wife, all right? This is her issue she's having. And this is her husband's reaction when they have a different opinion, okay? Can you see where this one's going, Queen? Mm-hmm. Her husband's reaction when they have a different opinion. So when they have an opposing opinion, even if it's like a small topic, all right? They've been together for 7 years, and they, most times have a good relationship. Everything's happy, fine, and dandy. But he becomes extremely upset when she disagrees with him. All right. And, it happened during a conversation about, it was something silly. It was the future. It was like a political conversation. That's what they were talking about. Where is the world going to be headed? And she feels like, she should be able to disagree with him in some way, right? Don't you feel the same thing? You should be able to disagree. But when she did disagree, even on something so small, so trivial, he had an extreme reaction, calling her, saying she was dumb, saying she crazy, and she was real frustrated by the end of the conversation. And so she's like, should she just avoid voicing her opinion because every time it's causing an issue? Like, what's the best way she can prevent this conflict? Because it's not reasonable to continue sharing her thoughts if this is just going to be his reaction. So how do you feel about that, Queen Lenora? I'm going to say for this one, no, you should not stop sharing your opinion. You might have to go get some anger management. You might have to, get some counseling or whatever it may be, but you should be able to voice your own opinion. You should be able to have your own opinion. And especially when it comes to your partner, should not even make you feel in a way that you don't want to express your opinion. But again, on your end, I don't think that's something that you are messing up at. I mean, it could be maybe how things are articulated, but even then, no reaction should be this extreme to where he's now demeaning you and all this over silly stuff. That's going to be an issue. He's going to say some stuff that he can't take back, and then you guys are going to have some really long relationship tensions and dramas and feuds, and it's going to become a cycle, especially if you continue to express this or express your opinions on things and he disagrees. It's going to just be a long-term terrible time. So what would you recommend for this one, Queen?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give him an opinion on both sides. So to my thing is, I'm gonna express my feelings at least once or twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna let you know, and this is what I'm gonna express my feelings on.
Yeah.
When you tell me you don't want to hear what I gotta say, or you telling me my opinion doesn't matter, I'm gonna shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna prepare you for that, because when I shut down, don't try to open me back up, because you have opportunity to listen to me. You might not want to hear what I gotta say because it's not going aligned with you.
Yeah.
But understand, the moment I stop telling you my advice is the moment you kind of like losing a piece of me that it's gonna be hard for you to get back. So now our relationship will be on rocky ground. Just FYI on that conversation.
Yeah.
And for the guy who's saying it, he needs to learn how to express himself to say, you know what? I don't think you're understanding me, and I feel like when you're going against me, that you don't have my back, or explain.
Yeah. Why? What's the root feeling? Like, why are you doing it?
Saying it's shut down. So then when we get to the root of the issue on both parties, then we can have an advice and say, this is why I didn't agree, because A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
Maybe E, F, and G. And then he could go, okay, might not be what he wanted to swallow, but he understands why she said, I'm not agreeing to it.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to always agree. And people feel like because we're in a relationship that we should automatically agree with each other on every decision. No.
It's not like that, no.
We're not going to always agree. And that's something we got to learn to understand. We always want people to communicate. We always ask people, I need to know how you feel. Don't keep me behind. But then we do shut people out from being able to express their emotions with us. And then we left there sitting up there stupid when the person not really in a relationship anymore. Because you didn't call them out.
Well, I think ultimately, like what Queen Lenore is saying right there, it's a big piece, a big conversation right there. So when it does come to, a discourse or a conversation, whatever it may be, again, there's going to be some moment where you butt heads and something. And again, that getting to that root reason, that cause is definitely going to be a good terms a way of problem solving, because the way that it's going right now, she can't express herself like Queen Lenore said. That puts you in a moment where you just don't want to talk, you just shut down. And again, Queen Lenore is not here visually, but I can channel her for a second, y'all. This is what Queen Lenore always does. You want to be like this in a relationship. I don't know if y'all see this. You want to be like this in a relationship. So what that's going to do is going to cause a whole bunch of distance, and you're going to be like this. So you don't want that. And ultimately, when it comes to resolving it, everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to be listened to. And again, it could be just a simple breakdown. Maybe he does feel like, oh, you don't have my back, or, I don't mean to take it that way, but I'm just kind of taking it that way because whatever, some past trauma, whatever it may be, whatever the reason may be, it needs to be discussed. It needs to be talked about. It can't just be left sitting at this point, because this bomb is going to keep exploding. Distances are going to be greater. There's just a lot of damages that can happen. So I think that ultimately, it's just good to just talk about it. Let that be discussed. Let that be something that is touched upon, because otherwise it's not going to be good. Now, we just gave a situation where both partners were giving their opinion, and both partners were just, actively, even though they were disagreeing and it wasn't happening in the most positive way, they both were giving their opinion. Here's another instance in a kind of different way. This person seems to never give their opinion. And so, this is the thoughts of his girlfriend, right? So, she seems frustrated by the fact that, like, he always seems to lack his own personal preference, opinions, or anything like that. When it comes to them in their relationship, he's always says, whatever you like, or he enjoys everything. Whatever we do, as long as we're doing it together, it's a good time. And she's starting to like that he doesn't have any. She's starting to dislike that he doesn't have any likes or dislikes for himself. and she's feeling a bit uneasy about everything. She's questioning whether she's the only one who finds something like this concerning. And how would you feel about that, Queen Lenore?
Everybody finds that concerning. But the thing about it is sometimes um, a person is going through a phase of where they don't really know, and they're trying new things and experience it. Instead of us always going to the negative of it, we should really go to the positive of it and say, okay, um, you know, play games to find out what people like and just like do tasting and stuff like that, because some people do like everything. They try everything, they like it. They're not gonna say no until they find something they really don't like, and they're like, this one don't suit me. It's cool, I can do it, but it don't suit me. And I think we're just so suspicious of everybody.
Yeah.
We have a problem because some people will just invest their whole life in us, and then now we got to deal with that.
Yeah.
But you can kind of tell somebody's investing their whole life in you by if they're not doing anything else with their life. It's just everything you do. They can't even go to work because now they want to be with you.
Yeah.
Then I just like everything because I feel like I'm breathing on this earth. You never know what triggers a person to do that. Like now I'm just breathing on this earth and I'm living because I was so close to death that I'm enjoying everything and I'm liking everything.
Yeah.
And now we don't get irritated thinking there's a secret thing in there. We always go to the negative.
They're looking for like a malicious thing, like a sabotage thing.
Yeah.
Well, in a situation like this, I can see both perspectives.
Yeah.
I can see where you might feel it is uneasy. You know, maybe somebody's constantly leaning into the things that you want to do. You might think, oh, you know, they trying to do something, you know, maybe trying to kidnap me or do something like, you know, I might just end up messing with this person. Or you have the idea of, oh, if they keep doing constantly what I want to do, I don't have any way to reciprocate that, or they're doing everything that I want to do, and they're gonna resent this later in the relationship. But I think what Queen Lenore brought to the table was something that was really interesting idea I never really thought of. You can actually find ways, especially if again, like she said, you feel like they still got their own thing going on. It's not like an obsession thing. Once you know that it's not in that lane, and you might just be kind of annoyed at even at the opinion thing, but you might still like them overall. If you want to take that step and go further, you can try some stuff. Like she said, do some tastings or go in and try an experience. You can see whether they actually dislike things, or like Queen Lenore said, they could just really like a lot of things or like a wide variety of things. And again, it could also be dumbed down or summed up to the stage of life. Some people, they get into moments, they may have been in a relationship, they felt locked in, locked out, whatever it may be, and they just didn't have like a freedom. Now they feel free. Now they just want to enjoy everything. Could be at a medical scare, or could have been something a hurdle that they jumped over. And now they at this point where it's like, oh, everything's good. They got a positive energy, positive outlook on life. And, they're trying to get to know you, and they have a positive outlook on you, and they enjoy being around you and doing things with you. So, there is, again, multiple ways, different things to look at. And I can understand, again, why it would be concerning that somebody doesn't seem to have their own opinion. But there are ways that you can prop those opinions, some icebreaker conversations to get into. I like that idea what Queen Lenore said, some tastings, some experiences you can jump into where you can kind of get a feel about it, and see what they like to do. But that was that one. That was the partner where they weren't giving their opinion. For the next one, this guy, he's having an issue with his girlfriend. She gives her opinion too much. All right. And he's like, he's having an issue with it. Okay. He says his girlfriend keeps giving him unsolicited opinions. All right. He didn't ask, pretty much is what he's saying. So he's frustrated because his girlfriend keeps offering him opinions about his new pants. All right. He went to the store and got his some pants. He thought it was fly. He thought it was cool. Right. And she is like ripping him a new. She's like, nah, this is not going to work. I don't really like the cut. Matter of fact, now I don't really like even the color and everything like that. And he told her, I got these pants. I'm not gonna lie. Don't matter what you think. I'm about to rock them. All right, that's the energy he was coming with. I'm just going, I'm putting these on. I'm ready for whatever. I don't really want to. I don't. There's no conversation. There's no hearing this. I'm doing what I'm doing. All right, and so she was, of course, giving her opinion. He was, all right, I understand you don't like the pants. Can you slow down a little bit? And he continues to get into it, or she continues to get into it. And so when he finally gets her to stop making the remarks, she gets upset about it. All right, and she's having an issue because now they're in a tense situation, and all he's saying is, I feel like it's irritating when you keep kind of criticizing and coming at me over something so simple like some pants. Like, I understand you dislike the pants, but regardless, I'm still gonna wear the pants. And so you could say whatever, but I'm still gonna wear them. But I just don't want to hear you having to say something every 5 seconds. And so now they have an issue, and he's unsure how to handle this because this pattern of behavior is something that's happened before, but now we're talking about it because it's the pants. But there's been other situations. There's other stuff where she dislikes something, she just keeps on going and going and going. He has I understand your perspective. I even see where you're coming. I can even agree in some areas, but I'm still gonna do this. And she's always is piling on. So overall, he's having an issue with her giving her opinion multiple times without him requesting it. And how do you feel about that one? How do you feel about that, Queen Lenore? How you feel he should move forward with that? One is Fugu Mama also said, Queen is so creative. Yeah, I thought that was a creative idea and a way to kind of bring that out, especially if you do like that person, because, even if, you're annoyed about something, you might still feel like they got a good character, or you still want to get to know them a bit. And maybe that's the issue you're having. You want to get to know them, but they're not necessarily opening up in that aspect, or you don't feel they are. So that is a way to kind of get some opinions or, some of their individuality out. But moving on to this next one. How you feel about this? His girlfriend keep giving him opinions, and he's not here for it.
Well, women are very usually more opinionated.
Yeah.
Anyway, they just really are.
Yeah. Starting with the base.
When we see our man, we want to make sure our man looks the best. We
Yeah.
want to make sure and it's not to go like you don't look handsome and we like ashamed of you or nothing like that. It's just when we in love, we wanna like. I want you to look your best. I want you to, you are a man. So It's just like your kids. You want your kids to look good and all this stuff. That's how we look at it. Like, you are our man. I'm loving you and I want you to look the best. And a lot of people don't know this. Mm-hmm. They don't look good in everything.
No, that's true. No, that is true.
Like some big women will put on some clothes that should not be on their body. Mm-hmm. Some skinny women be like, I'm just skinny, so everything looks good. It
don't matter what shape, size. There's just some stuff that just don't go. It could be a color. It could be the shape, the proportions. Mm-hmm. It's just not, you could have got something. It looked good on Amazon, Temu, whatever it may be. But then when you get it, you're not rocking it like the model was on there. It's just not for you.
Exactly. And I think that's where a lot of people get, and they have that in their mind where they can see things. I remember when I was younger and I was putting on makeup, like probably 12, 13, 14, trying to put on makeup. My mom said I looked like a clown. Mm-hmm. But when I looked in the mirror, I thought I was looking good. Yeah. So sometimes we're looking at ourselves because we done picked it out or thought of it and thought, we look good. Yeah. So, and men always think we either being opinionated or we're trying to be their mother. We love you and we feel bad. If we let you go out looking a mess, then it feels like we didn't show that we care about you and love you. Mm-hmm. Where a man can look at his woman going out looking hot, man, and be this way. That's not my baby want to dress like that. Yeah. And so their mindset is not connected to like what our mindset is. We can't let our man look like that. But at the end of the day, they don't hold the man accountable for how a woman dresses. Yeah. They hold a woman accountable for how a man dresses. Mm. Just like they hold us accountable, a woman accountable of how their kids dress. So we have that honest, which makes us want to overextend ourselves.
And do that. Yeah, I get what you say. I get where the angle is. Well, how you feel about even furthermore his just issue with it in general? Like she always is giving her opinion.
Because that's her opinion and she feels comfortable to be free. And that's a good thing. You need to look at it as that's a positive. That I'm making a safe place for my women to talk all the dang time, and she never shuts up. Wow. And my thing is, you should be really proud of yourself because the one man got told earlier to be a good husband.
Yeah.
And you nailed it because now she feels free to tell you about everything. About all your flaws, about everything. She is comfortable around you. And she's not trying to be a negative person.
Mm-hmm.
Unless you just don't like you. Then we have the other side.
And then that's when that conversation kind of comes in, too.
But you can tell by her attitude if she don't like you. She gets smart. This pants look ugly on you. You don't know how to dress. You just a low down dirty dog. You know she ain't.
It's like a demeaning aspect to it.
Yeah. But she just said, oh, baby, that don't look good. Or, oh, baby, you need to do your hair this way. Oh, baby, that hairstyle don't look good on you like that. That she's doing it as a concerning, loving woman.
Okay.
But she get an attitude, she don't like you.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and welcome somebody in. All right, you know who it is. We got the Jay Jordan in the building. Welcome in, Jay Jordan. You know he be freestyling, doing his thing, working out over there. Jay Jordan said, how are you? Love and Live show. And everyone in the chat, how you doing, Queen?
I'm doing good. How are you?
And I'm doing good, Jay Jordan. Thanks for joining us today. Appreciate your presence. Right now, we're talking about opinions, different opinions in relationship. And with this one that we're talking about right now, he feel like his girlfriend is just too opinionated, too vocal when it comes to her opinions. And, you know, he got these pants and he wanted to rock them. She kept making this same remark over and over, and he was just getting tired for him. Previous things, it's happened again. So it's like, you know, there's other situations and where it happens. And one of the fruit mama was about to say, like, it got to be more than the pants. Yeah, it's definitely more than the pants. He feels like she's always giving her opinion. And like what Queen Lenore said, you know, there's multiple different angles that you can look at a situation like this. Again, if he doesn't, he kind of, I feel like, needs to find out where his frustration lies. Is he having an issue with her doing it, or like how she's saying it, or is it just a repetition? Like, what exactly is it? I think ultimately what I was gathering was just maybe it's too many times. She's saying it too many times, it's too repetitive. But again, there's also her intentions. If she's coming from an angle where she's trying to be constructive with the criticism, she's trying to like uplift, she's not coming with any malice, hatred, anything like that, then if, like, you know, you could feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, you know it's coming from a good place. And I think, you know, that's something that you can talk about, discuss. Maybe there's some way that you like to hear better, or there's something that's making you more upset more than that. But if you just upset based off the fact she got something to say and she's saying it multiple times, I mean, you can always have a conversation and express that, because from what it seems, again, at the same time, you know, there is some conversation to be had. So if you just talk about it, express, why it might be frustrating for you or what the issue may be, but also that you still do want to, you know, have her voice her opinion. You know, you just might, you got whatever issue you're having, you know, just start with a conversation, get to it and tackle it within the conversation. Because like Queen Lenore said, a lot of people, or not a lot of people, when you have your partner, and especially in this instance, his girlfriend, she's really trying to make sure that when he's out, he's looking his best, he's being his best, and she's just trying to, you know, get everything set toward that direction. It's not necessarily meant to be taken that way. That's one angle. But again, if there is some tension to it, there's a bit of attitude, a little I don't know, maybe sharp responses, or maybe even like speaking in a way that's bringing you down. That's where you do have to question, where are the intentions? Like, what's really going on? But overall with that one, again, conversate about it, talk about it, but also appreciate it at an extent, because you do have a partner that does care about how you look and how your appearance is. And yeah, that was that one. So the past ones that the one that we just got into, the past two that we got into, were more from the stance of someone with a lack of opinion. We just gave the too much of an opinion that he feels, and Now we have just a simple instance of voicing an opinion. And he feels like, all right, maybe he's off with this, but honestly, he doesn't really understand where the issue is coming from. So we got this boyfriend, right? And he's out with his girlfriend. He's getting to know her circle and everything a little bit better. She's introducing him and everything like that. And they got a good relationship. But she is frustrated by his honesty. And he wants to know, like, is he in the wrong? Is there a better way for him to articulate his opinion? Anyway, I'm gonna just cut to the chase. Like I said, he's getting to know her people a little bit better, and she has one of her friends, right? And she wanted to know, like, how he felt about this friend, because he has a cool, good relationship with some of the other ones, but he's meeting this one for the first time. So during a time, he tried to like reach out a little bit, maybe ask her a couple questions, just talk to her directly, like try to be friendly and let her know that he's give some personality off, like just be personable. So he tried to try to engage in a little conversation, and she didn't acknowledge him, not even a single time. So when his girlfriend naturally asked her opinion the next day, he was like, no, I don't like her. She didn't acknowledge anything that I was saying, felt very put off by her and everything like that. She just wasn't giving off a good energy. She felt like that was too harsh of an opinion. And she was like, she's a nice person. And, he doesn't know how to really handle this because he was just being honest. But then now it's leading to some tension with his girlfriend. So he wants to know, like, what is there a better way to do it? Because I was just being upfront. I'm being honest. Like, you asked me to give my opinion, I gave it. He's saying, now I'm being too harsh. She's a good person, but I'm telling you all the reasons why I didn't like it. It's not like I'm just coming from a stance where I was already not gonna like her. I was trying to make some kind of connection, have a little bit of a conversation there, and she was shutting everything down. So I was put off by that. How do you feel about that, Queen Amara?
Well, I feel like a lot of people can't take bluntness.
Yeah.
And so just because you tell the truth makes it okay for people to take it. People can't swallow that pill. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to always be blunt when you give an answer. You can be nice and give the answer.
Yeah.
It don't have to be that way. You can always go, well, blase, 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 blase. It takes more time to speak it. Mm-hmm. But at least they're getting the truth and they're able to swallow the pill down. They got some water to be able to help slide down the pill. But just because you give it blood and be like, I'll tell the truth, what do you want me to do? Say it nice, because most people who are extra blunt like that are sensitive and wouldn't want nobody to be blunt like that with them. So the same way you want somebody to talk to you, it's the same
reciprocate
you want to give to somebody else.
Yeah, and when I feel like too, again, it's natural to have your own opinion, but also too, again, I think there is a little bit of extra thought and somewhere to really think about where this is still her friend at the end of the day. She likes this person, and that's why she's trying to affirm that they're nice. She was hoping that maybe everything would turn out good. Y'all would have a good interaction. Again, it is about how you saying stuff, and it could just be how hard, like it could be, again, like she's saying, coming off a little bit harsh. You might not be trying to be harsh. You could just be trying to articulate how you feel. But also you can just come and say, I wasn't really trying to come at her like that. I just feel like I didn't get the opportunity to really get to know her. I was trying to have a little bit of conversation, and that just didn't really pan out. So honestly, from my first impressions, maybe I just need to be around her in a different situation, different environment. Maybe this wasn't the opportunity. You can butter it up and say it in a way that isn't so, again, like Queen Nora said, so harsh. You can give that water to that pill to swallow, and it can come down a little bit better. But I think just being mindful of the partner too at the end of the day. Like, there is some stuff that, again, you're going to express your opinion and you can say things however way you want to say it, but people are going to take things as they are given it. Yeah. So, if you want them to receive it in an open way, somewhere where they can actually, understand you, whether that's constructive criticism, whether, again, that's opinion on somebody else as well. Because it can extend family, friends, whatever. If somebody really likes something, they care about something, someone, they've got strong feelings about it. That's just natural. So they're gonna might come from a defensive stance based on how you coming about it. So this is her friend at the end of the day, probably known her longer than you have, even known her. So to an extent, she's like, oh yeah, I understand that, but she's a cool person, so don't be coming for her like that. So again, I feel like Queen Lenore was saying, think about how you can say stuff, because again, if you do want somebody to understand you, you got to kind of meet them at a certain medium, especially when it comes to your partner. If you know how you express something is going to be counterproductive, then don't do it. You don't want to end up, all right, you said something and you engaged in a conversation one way, and then now you have to do all this stuff trying to express how you feeling, but having to do it the proper way, when you can just start on a better note, start with some better footing, and just lead in and be mindful of how they take in information, how they take in things that you're saying. So overall, I feel like with that one is a good area to just kind of like think about it. Think about it. I understand you could just be trying to speak from the heart how you feeling, especially if you felt disrespected or whatever. But at the same time, there's two parties here, and you want to be mindful of both. Again, in this situation, mindful of your partner. And getting into even more reasons why getting into this conversation of opinions is important. Trust. You can, like we were speaking with that last one, she has that trust, that comfort to where she feels like she can speak and say whatever she needs to say. Oh, that doesn't look good, I'm just going to be honest. Trust, when you have the freedom to voice your opinion and knowing that it will be respected, it can build a trust between partners. It creates a safe space to be able to share that. And that's why it is important to be able to, be mindful and just being open to listening as well. We got to welcome somebody who's in it to win it. We've got Carmen for the win. Carmen, welcome in. Carmen in the building. She waving in to the Love and Live show. Welcome in, Carmen. Nice to see you in here, Carmen. Thank you for joining us today. And yeah, so that was that conversation. Another piece to get into is also, emotional support too. A lot of people don't necessarily think about that, but when you offer an opinion during tough times, you can provide validating emotional support. So maybe even it's like your idea, you can even share an experience, whatever it is, or your ideas, what formed your ideas. That can help somebody through a tough time. It shows them that you can relate to them, shows them that you do understand them, and ultimately, all we want to be is heard and understood. As human beings, with our partners, even friends, family, to an extent, we just want to be heard and understood. And so it's very important that when you do care about somebody, when you are invested, you do want to be having that open ear and also just be actively listening, to what somebody feels, to what somebody, what's their best way to be communicated, to their languages of love, all that different stuff. It's just cool to be mindful about all of that. And again, tackled it a little bit, but even in some decision making, it's definitely important to gather your opinion, voice your opinion on that. If you don't like something, there should be a way that you can come about it and express your opinion. If you like something, you feel like something's good, you're on board, express that opinion as well. Again, we're talking about opinions, getting other people's opinions, when you should give your opinion, when you should listen, all those different things. And ultimately too, another one is shaping the expectation. The opinions of others can shape expectations in a relationship. So this could be a good or a bad thing. It could be romantic gestures, it could be roles, or it could even be how conflicts can be handled. As it shapes a relationship. Different people have different ideas, different perspectives, and everything like that. as they're shared, as you come together, mix up that pot, cook it all together, you form a shape of a relationship. And it's important that you do kind of give your expectations, voice what you feel, voice how stuff makes you feel, especially if you want a good relationship. So that was the conversation, main talking points I had. Again, just to recap, just to come from the top, the first one that we talked about today was the mother-in-law situation. So the husband, he came through and he was like, he's asking all about, different family, friends, all that, what he should get his wife for her birthday. And, he went to the mother-in-law and asked, what should I do to give her a gift? Like, what gift should I give her? And she said, the best gift you could give her is being a good husband. He laughed about it. They joked about it, had a little, little banter, had a little back and forth with her. Nice, fun playtime. But after that, he really thought about that. Like, maybe there was something there. And so what Queen Lenora and I came to the conclusion of is, if he did feel some way, he should just express that and find out where she's coming from, where the stance is, why she shares that opinion or has that opinion. Because there's many ways that can go. She could just be, joking. She could be coming from a passive aggressive angle, maybe showing like she got an issue. Maybe she just straight up does have an issue, dislikes you. But again, from the way he was bringing it, it wasn't like they had like a bad relationship or anything. So getting to the bottom of the best way to resolve that, like just the communication in that aspect. The next one, we got to welcome somebody in. We got to welcome in Mr. Blue Carpet himself. We've got Prince Daniel. Welcome in, Prince Daniel. Nice to see you in here. So for the next one that we got into today, there was the mother. She wants to know, should she give her opinion? She's got a 33-year-old son, and he's recently got in a relationship. And where does the issue come in that he got in a relationship? Well, the issue comes in where she is 66 years old, and his mother herself is 60 years old. So someone who's 6 years older than his mother. And she has an issue with the age gap. She's worried about the power dynamic, all this different stuff. But at the end of the day, she wants to know, should she voice her opinion? Here in the chat, we got the ideas of wellness with Frugal Mama. Queen Lenora even came through with some talking points and conversations saying ultimately, no, she shouldn't voice her opinion. He is a grown man. He's an adult. He can do what he wants to do. And even if you voice your opinion, what is that going to get you? Because, ultimately he is going to make his own choices, his own decisions. Queen Lenora also tapped into where it's like she feels like a lot of parents and all that get overly invested in their child's relationship, especially when they're old. They're able to make their own decision. And I beg the question, maybe if there was something like maybe fresh off the teens or something like that, that could be a worrying age gap. But that's not the case. He is 33. Then after that, we got into the situation into where the husband, every time they had a opposing opinion, they had a different idea on things, he would blow up, he would get upset, and it didn't give any opportunity or room for her to feel comfortable having her own opinion. And so one day they were having a slight political conversation. She had some idea, he disagreed with it, and he ended up blowing up, getting upset, angry, yelling, and calling her just demeaning her, degrading her, saying she was dumb, stupid, and all this different stuff based on her opinion. And Queen Nora was saying a good resolution for that on both ends. There's two sides, two angles to it. He needs to understand where he's going wrong and maybe kind of get that situated himself. Why does he get frustrated when that situation comes up? Why is he upset by that instance? I said on her side, she wasn't really wrong about anything and should be able to voice her opinion. But Queen Nora also gave in also an opinion on that too. She will say something like that will make her shut down. That will create that opening, that gap between their relationship, because she's not going to want to speak anymore. That's going to shut things down. It's going to be hard to open things back up. Prince Daniel said, how you doing, Eli? I'm doing good. Nice to have you in here, Prince Daniel. Right now, I'm just talking about the different stuff we have already talked about today. And Prince Daniel, right now we're talking about opinions. If you got an opinion on something, feel free to drop it in the chat. If you got an idea or conversation, or maybe you want to get somebody's opinion, feel free to drop that in the chat as well. But I'm just going to recap the last couple of conversations that we had. And, you know, if anybody else has something to talk about, we'll get into that as well. But that was that instance. That was that situation. And then moving forward, we talked about the guy and, you know, having an overly opinionated girlfriend. He felt like she always got an opinion. So, again, they've been together for a little bit, and you know they have a good relationship. But one thing he feels she always is just kind of overly giving her opinion, even when he didn't ask for it. And so he got these new pants, and he was like he's really feeling them, and she keeps telling him all the reason why they're not, and she keeps saying the same remark over and over again, and he getting exhausted by it. And it extends to some other stuff. He has some issues. She does this commonly. He feels like she's always constantly getting at him. And Queen Lenora saying, you know, especially when it comes to something like clothing, she just wants him to look his best. When it comes to just whatever opinion, whatever she's giving, she just wants him to be his best. You know, she might not be coming from that angle of trying to downgrade or deplete him, or, you know, just come at him like that. And if she is, there's an energy to it that can kind of be sensed. How is she talking to him? Is she talking in a way that's going to be bringing him down, bringing him up? You know, she feel like he can kind of gauge that. And I feel like even with a situation like that, you know, there is some conversations to be had. You can talk about it a little bit and, you know, explain why things make you feel the type of way, maybe get her perspective on stuff, and ultimately find out where she's coming from. Prince Daniel, he let us know he at the grocery store shopping and listening. All right, Prince Daniel. Thanks for joining us today. Always appreciate you. And getting into the other one, the lack of opinion. All right. This girlfriend's having an issue because her boyfriend seems to not have an opinion at all. Anything that comes up, he's going with the flow. He likes it. You know, as long as she likes it, he loves it. Everything is fine, dandy, and sweet and candy. You know, doesn't matter what situation is coming up. She asks him, "Do you like this?" "Oh yeah, I like this." You know, it's small stuff, it's big stuff. She just feel like he doesn't have an opinion, like he's a robot to understand, and she's starting to have an issue with that. But she really likes him, likes being around him, the company, and everything like that. But the opinion thing, it's like he doesn't have his own opinion, and she wants to know, should that be concerning? Because is she in the right place for being concerned about something like that? We elaborated here, and I was like, you know, of course I can understand the concern, because there is a lot of, you know, stuff that goes on nowadays in terms of people's character. Maybe you end up missing. Maybe it was because that guy was just so interested in everything until, you know, his ulterior motive decided to shine. Can also have the worry of maybe this will create resentment in a long-term relationship. Somebody's constantly doing the stuff that you like to do, but you know, they're not doing what pleases them. Or you have the instance where maybe they're constantly doing everything that makes you feel good, everything that's good to you, but then when it's time to reciprocate that, maybe show some love to them, you don't really know because they're not giving you that side of them. Queen Lenora was like, all right, you know, a lot of people, they take this and they might be taking it the wrong type of way, because you have somebody who is interested and happy to do all the things that you're doing, might not always be a bad thing. You have the perspective to look at too. You know, some people are different stages of life. They could have just, you know, got some good news, maybe health scare or something, just got over that, and they're just coming with life at a fresh new perspective, ready to jump on anything, ready to be about anything, and they're enjoying their time with you. You know, there's also the angle of, you know, maybe some things to look at. You might be worried, oh, it's an obsession. Maybe they're very obsessive. Well, way to look at that is what are they doing outside? Do they still have an active life? Are they still doing things outside of just being, buddied up and cuddled up on you? Do they actually do things? Are they actually looking to do things? That's some good ways to tell. And what I really like from what she said is also ways to bring out those opinions. Take them to something more like a tasting. Take them to places and environments where opinions are highlighted, whether that's trying something, whether that's tasting something, an experience, things like that kind of open up that side of that person if you're really interested. And that was a good conversation I feel like we got into. And then also, I think actually that was the main ones that we got into. The last one that we were talking about was the instance of his boyfriend, his girlfriend asked his opinion on something. She was like, all right, I got this friend. He's getting, used to the friend group, and she's incorporating and letting him meet this new friend. So she asked, what's his opinion? And, so they go out, they meet each other. He feels like he's just trying to be real forward and, bring conversation to the table, just engage. He's reaching out, making comments and all that. And she's just real standoffish, and he's put off by the vibe. So the next day, when she naturally asks, oh, how do you feel about whatever her name is? He tells her, and he's extremely blunt about it. He's like, I do not like her. Every time I was trying to give her, come through with any kind of conversation, she came shutting it down. Like, I can't vibe with her. Like, you got a whole bunch of good friends, but I'm just not feeling this. And, the way that she said it, the way he said it to her made her feel a type of way. And he was like, all right, well, I'm just giving my opinion. I'm just expressing myself in that area. I don't really understand what the issue is. I do not want me to express myself. Like, where do I go from here? Am I wrong for telling her how I feel? And we just got into that. Boiling it down to is not what you say, is more so how you say it. You got to think about different perspectives. You got to think about your partner. This is her friend. Her response was like, oh, you being a little bit harsh. She's a good person. And, again, he's like, all right, I don't want to express myself if it's going to cause tension. Well, maybe it's just how you're expressing. Maybe it's just the things that you're saying, because you can say something two different complete ways. There's multiple ways you can actually say the same phrase or statement, and it can be taken and perceived many types of ways. And, if you know your partner, you got an idea about them, or even in a situation like this, you have the opportunity to kind of clean up and clarify what your actual intentions are, and say it in a nice way, or say it in a better way to where it can actually be taken in. People care about different things. All this is what we talked about. And there are reasons and ways you can feel defensive about something. All right. You care about a person, somebody starting to talk mess a little bit. And it's like, all right, calm down, slow your roll. I actually care about this person. Like, you're not going to come with this angle. So that's kind of where she was coming from. And he's coming from a point where I'm just trying to express how I feel. And he can say, in a better way, cleaning up the situation or whatever, gearing it better towards her, but ultimately saying, oh, I feel like, when we were at whatever we were at, and I was just trying to get to know her. I feel like I didn't really get that opportunity. It's kind of shut down. So I don't really know too much about her. I don't really have a strong feeling, or I'm still trying to gauge how I feel about it at this point. Right now, I don't really know her too well, or I don't feel like I got that opportunity, or it just didn't really pan out. So, you could just say things in a way that's going to be easily digested, and also that's very receptible to your partner. But that kind of sums up the conversations we had today here. If you guys want to get into any conversations, any pieces or ideas that you guys have, drop them in the chat and drop them as a comment when this is posted up as a video after this live stream is finished. But you guys know here on Love Lounge, we be getting into the conversations. We get into different ideas. So feel free, again, for this week, for next week, just drop it in the chat. Drop it into the comment section. Any idea you want to talk about or get into, we down to talk about it. And what was that? Oh, yeah. And tomorrow's going to be game time. It's going to be the big one. It's already posted up. You can set your notifications, set your little reminder for it. there's going to be a bigger prize. All right. If you participate in game time, expect bigger, and bigger is better in this situation. But right now, I'm going to go ahead and close out by saying, remember to love and live each day as if it were your last. Thank y'all for riding with us. Y'all take care. Have a good one.
Step into the light where hearts unwind, conversations deep where love's defined. In the realm where truth takes the stage, Love Lounge opens up the page. Love Lounge, let's take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Whispers of wisdom in every word, connecting hearts that might have blurred. Feel the rhythm of every beat. Love Lounge, the place where souls meet. Love Lounge, let's take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. From passion's peak to tender care, journey with us, we share, we dare. A space for hearts to bear their truth. Love Lounge, bringing fresh roots. Love Lounge, just take a dive in stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge we thrive. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive into stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe. On Love Lounge we thrive. Love Lounge, just take a dive. Stories that keep love alive. Feel the pulse, hear the vibe.